Okay, we all know that the backyard is the mountains and our front yards are the oceans. But I have a friend that's close to me from the United States, just like you right now, who has joined in that dream, and we're going to interview him today. Say what's up. Cause I'm always ready. I won't let you out of my sight. Oh, I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing? My name is Devin Casey, better known as Devo, sometimes known as Xenomorph. I've been here for about a month and a half. No, I'm sorry, about a little over a month, about a month and a week, if that. And I'm loving it. It's awesome. It's just really sunny in this spot right here, so I'm kind of all frowned up.
Okay, so what he means to say is he's suffering from sunburn. Yesterday, he was very enthusiastic about getting into the pool. Now, if you look a little bit that way, you guys can't see it, but let's see. I'll see if you guys can see it. A little bit down there, towards that building right there. That's where you can chill and you can eat food. There's a little restaurant inside there. And yesterday, we took the kids and his significant other and everything, and we went down there. They got in the water in the pool and stuff like that. So, all right. So, tell us a little bit about life back home.
Life back home in St. Louis. It's like any other place, I would assume. You just going to work. It's the weather's trash. It was cold, rainy and snowy. I mean, not to make it sound all bad or anything like that, but I mean, like it wasn't the right home bout, so to speak. Um, Regular stuff. I think the danger isn't as bad. Well, it feels like it's not as bad as it used to be, but that's because we put ourselves in a stupid position like we used to back in the day, mobbing around in the old neighborhoods and stuff like that. If you mind your own business, go to work, go home. It's not so bad, but the quality of life overall is great. I feel personally. The scrutiny of people, looking down or thinking they're better, the whole class system, middle class, upper class, all this other crap. Um, it's just stuff like that. It was time to get away from. Most of the time, people decide to leave that environment when they're already old and they want to go somewhere else, to get away from it. I decided to do it now while I still enjoy my peace.
Okay, so that's not a diss to anybody watching this over the age of 40 years old. But usually, in the United States, a lot of us, we don't start trying to consider living a life of happiness and freedom until we retire, which is around, if you're blessed, 45 years old. And if you're not that blessed, around 60 something. You know what I'm saying? So what he's saying is he realized he wasn't trying to wait until all that, guys, just because you were born there don't mean you have to die there. So Devin, like, what did you do for work in the States?
My last job was essentially a truck driver. I got my CDL and I didn't even use it. I was still driving box trucks for a while, looking for better truck driving jobs, but a lot of them were already just taken up. A lot of people aren't quitting those jobs because they pay decently, and it's hard in this economy to find good paying jobs. Um, Especially if you're not like in school, and even if you go to school, good luck. People with degrees still working at McDonald's. So,
Yeah.
so basically, I was a truck driver. That was the last thing I did. I did sales for about 5 years or so. That was lucrative, but I could care less if somebody buys insurance and things like that. I got tired of that kind of work.
Yeah.
So I stopped doing that, and I did something a little bit more. I tried to start a business with the trucking stuff, and it is expensive, to say the least. And of course, you can do stuff like loans and all that stuff, but I don't know. This just wasn't something I was into doing. So, like I said, we're trying to find a higher paying job in the truck driving field, like a cement driver, things like that. I was kind of a little bit more into that versus the over the road trucking. I really wasn't a big fan of driving over the road.
Yeah.
I kind of like staying home, coming back home every day. So I was trying to find something in that field, and it was just kind of hard to find. So I got a little irritated with looking for a better job, even though I fit the criteria, and I decided to go back to working for myself.
Okay. All right. So just a quick insight into working for itself. Here, guys, we do a lot of partnerships with the locals. Here, they don't mind if you just upstart a business. You don't have to have, all of the extra crap that you have to go through to like start businesses in the United States, and its tax benefits and stuff. But you can check that out on the other video that we talked about 9 weird things here in Panama. But check this out, guys. Like, he had a life back in the United States. Some of you are watching this right now where you feel like, oh, but I don't want to just leave my life. But if you're already watching these type of videos, you've already considered the fact that your life might not be taxi, might not be as satisfying as you want it to be. So, um, explain a day to day to you. Like, what's a normal day to day back in St. Louis for the people that don't know?
So the normal day to day in St. Louis is, I would imagine, like it is anywhere else, y'all. You wake up in the morning, you're tired. You get ready for work. You go to work or whatever shift you work. It's different when you wake up, different shifts. But essentially, you go to work, you do your time, in slavery. You get off work, hopefully with enough time to handle any other business you got outside of work, paying some sort of bills, shopping. You go home, you make dinner, you rest for a few minutes if you can. I don't have kids, so there was a time that I did have a stepson and a woman for a while. So you go home, you deal with your family, you cook dinner, and then it's time to go to sleep. Get up and do it all over again.
Do it all over
Do it all
again.
over again. So you don't have a whole lot of time for yourself, even if you don't have a family. Sometimes you feel like you have time for yourself because you're so mentally tired. So I assume that's a lot of everybody else's day to day. I see the same comments and things like that. People are here the same thing. So I mean, my life in St. Louis is no different from imagine anybody else's. Right now, I lived in Vegas. I lived in a lot of other places. It's the same damn life. I lived in Hawaii. It was the same damn life.
Yeah.
Whenever you have a job, that's you. That's it. And depending on the cost of living in that place, it's kind of depending on how hard your life kind of is. Cost of living and the pay that you make. Some places the cost of living is a lot worse. St. Louis is starting to creep up. St. Louis was relatively cheap back in the day. It wasn't that bad. It was one of the better places to be, bank buck wise, and that's not so much the case. Now you find in one bedroom it's like $1,200. Two bedrooms,
That's crazy.
$1,200. I mean, like you're not paying. I haven't seen a place for $800 or something like that in so long. That ain't in the smack dab middle of the hood, and you're in immediate danger. I couldn't tell you how long.
That's crazy.
Just to live, not even minimally, just to live like mediocre. You're paying a lot more than what your job's paying you in most cases. So it's an uncomfortable situation for a lot of people.
That's ludicrous. Now, guys, it's some places that are expensive here too. It's a lot of places that will try to gringo price you that you might say, hey, I could pay that same price in the States and stuff like that for a 2 bedroom or 3 bedroom. But you're not getting the bang for the buck, pause. You're not going to get the same thing for the same price. So stop trying to quantify like value as price. It's about how you're living. You know what I'm saying? It's about your freedom. Now, just to like expound upon that freedom part or the how you living part, that's why I had them answer what a normal day to day was like in the States form. Now, I'm going to ask that same question here. All right, go ahead.
So normal day to day again is you're working, right? But it's a little bit more fulfilling when you're working for yourself. If you're willing to put in that same time and effort and energy into your own self and your own betterment instead of your own detriment, like working for someone else's money pocket. Every time you go to work and you clock in on somebody else's job, you're making them money. And you're making yourself a hell of a lot less money. You're literally paying yourself a lot less money every time you do that. So I decided not to do that. So being here, I've had a lot more time to enjoy myself. I mean, even now, technically speaking, you can look at this as like work, right? Well, look where I am. I'm on the beach. I'm on the beach. I'm chilling. It's breezy. Sure, I'm a little sunburnt, but that's a byproduct of having fun. And I'm not even really that sunburnt. It's just I'm hot. I'm sitting directly under the sun. But so what? I'd rather be sitting directly under the sun than directly in snow. Personally. So I mean, that's personal preference. Some people like snow. Hey, to each his own. But my regular day to day now is I get up in the morning, I get ready for work, which is brushing my teeth and turning my computer on, and sometimes I work out before work. Sometimes maybe a little after, around 9:30. We usually have like a Bible study a few times out of the week, and that lasts for about an hour and a half, and then we get back to work. We work on our stuff that we do, which is basically computer-based work, marketing, and things of that sort. Or we're having fun going out and we're venturing to some of these high rises. You can't see them all the way out there. There's one all the way out in the distance, Ocean View or something like that. I mean, it's a super beautiful place. And we get the luxury of actually being able to tour some of these places and show the insides. And also getting to see these locations on our own as well. So that's part of my day to day. And I get to spend time with basically family. I'm working with people that I grew up with. We're all sitting around working, we're having a good time, we're joking around, laughing, having a good time. And then when you get off work, you're just chilling. I mean, you got enough time to come back out to the beach and for leisure if you want, or go to the pool, or just relax. It's just the overall quality of life for the day to day. The average person that you talk to and meet, maybe that's a different topic, but they're nice. you're not worried about all the stuff back home, the hostility. You leave the house, you got to put your mean face on. You know, you got to walk around like you're a tough guy. And you don't have to act like you're a tough guy, but you know, in St. Louis, I don't know about nowhere else, but you got to kind of like, you know, you got this persona of yourself, like, you know, I ain't to be fucked with. Leave me alone. I ain't to be fucked with, right? That shit gets tiring.
Yeah, exhausting.
It's exhausting. Right? Don't nobody. I don't give a fuck. Leave me the fuck alone. Period. That's how it should be anyway, right? Say hi and keep it moving. But you don't feel at ease a lot of the time just because of the surrounding and how people are, how things are. Here, I don't have that. There's no stipulations like that here. You just do your thing. People don't mind. They mind their business. They speak it. They keep it moving. So that's part of the day to day as well. I feel like that's why I added that in there. So it's very much more, in a nutshell, peaceful. My day-to-day life now is a lot more peaceful. I'm still putting in that same amount of time for work. It's not even more time, but it's more enjoyable because it's more peaceful and it's more fulfilling.
Man, that's bars. Now, guys, a lot of you guys might be wondering, like he said something about we give tours. We still do work and stuff like that. Yeah. We don't just sit on our butt. Like technically right now we're sitting on rocks, but we still work. We still like put in work, guys. But there's things you can do in the resources section in the first pinned comment that does not require you to go clock in. A lot of you guys are afraid if you leave the United States that you're just gonna like fall off the face of the earth. You're not gonna be able to sustain yourself, pay for your food, your kids, and none of that. I got a family of 5 out here, and now he just met a woman, and she like basically he's got a family now, or getting there at least, maybe even be considering it, working on it. But either anyway it goes, guys. Like you can build families anywhere in the world. You're not stuck in the United States. All right, so as far as the food goes, don't sugarcoat it. Tell me what you think about the food here.
Okay.
So far.
So I haven't been to a ton of places to eat all the different cuisines and stuff like that. Some of the places actually right down the road, or right down this pier. There's a place called Boulevard. Decent food. First of all, I'd say the stores, which I've done a video on the channel, travel business or travel real estate business channel on YouTube.
Yeah. Go subscribe over there, guys.
Definitely go subscribe.
Traveling real estate business.
Traveling real estate business. That's the channel. Kind of dives a little bit deeper into what's going on, what I'm doing, how we doing things here. The grocery stores, I actually put up a video on that. They're just like they are back home, y'all. Maybe some things are in a different language. You know, it's a little bit uncomfortable if you don't know the language, the barrier there. But I mean, that's what Google Translate is for. That's what learning is for. That's what YouTube is for. You know what I mean? Learn that language. It ain't nothing wrong with that. We talk about people in America all the time. You ain't just not how to speak American. Some of y'all don't know how to speak American. So come out here. You know, if you want to come out here, learn the language. Give yourself something else. A notch on your belt of things that you can do. I mean, knowing another language opens up a lot of doors. But anyway, I digress. As far as the food, it's good. The thing about the food here is you don't have to deal with all those extra preservatives and crap they put in everything else. It's just like
unless you want to.
Unless you want to, you can go to McDonald's if you want to be a bum. But if you want to eat like a person, if you want to change your diet and live better, the average thing that you can find in the grocery store will have a lot less in it than you would in America. A 1-to-1 comparison, it'll have less stuff in it, unless you go to the stores and you buy the stuff that Americans buy. They do have the stores that cater to Americans because they know you miss home and you're gonna spend that money.
Right.
But one thing here that you don't find in St. Louis or other places that's maybe not a coastal state is the fish market.
Yeah.
Out there, y'all can't probably see them that well, but it's a bunch of fishing boats. Some of them are just people out there hanging out, but a lot of times early in the morning, those are fishing boats, and they catch fresh fish, all kind of big, crazy. I'm talking about huge fish, which again is on my videos, and they take them to the market down in town, and they sell them the day that they call them. So you're getting fresh fish for a fraction of the cost that you would pay for old fish in the store. For example, we'll get like a 7-pound, whatever they are, a snapper, right? Something like that. You pay $7 per fish, and it's like $20 per fish, and it's 7 pounds, right? And you're like, oh, 7 pounds, that's not last hell. So like a whole half of fish that you pay 20-something bucks for, like a salmon, you're getting both halves. First of all, it's the whole fish. They cut the head, they gut it, they take the bones out as best they can, they fillet it, all that, right? And they give it to you in a bag with ice. You got both halves of that fish for $20. You know what I mean? I ain't never got fish that fresh anywhere else that I've been in the United States. Not saying that they don't have fish marts and stuff like that. I'm just saying that it's not typical. You're not gonna find that somewhere that's not a coastal.
At least not where we at. At least not from the Midwest. Yeah, maybe not even down south. You know what I'm saying? In most places.
Any place with a big body of water with fish in it can have fresh fish like that.
Yeah.
But they choose not to do that.
Yeah.
You could have a fish market in St. Louis. They don't.
Yeah, true.
So It just is what it is. So the quality of the food is just better. It's fresher. The ingredients are relatively the same, but fresher and less poisons in your food, unless you want that, right? They can
Unless you
cater to
want that, they got it if you want
They
it.
got it if you want it.
You're
But
gonna be
just,
paying the premium.
yep. But you can avoid that. I've been eating cleaner. I've been not exercising as much, and just off of my diet alone, I lost over 12 pounds
Yeah.
in the last month and a half. This is like minimally working out, y'all. I haven't like been in the gym constantly or consistently. I haven't worked out 3 days in a row since I've been down here, and I've lost 12 pounds, and I ain't going hungry.
Yeah.
I eat. You know what I'm saying? I eat every day well, and it's just a better quality of life with the food, me personally. So, I think if you're more of a person who likes to dip into different cuisines and stuff like that, you should definitely try some other places. I'm a little bit pickier over here, so I haven't been around yet. But the food here, I think, is very good.
And we both have yet to go to Panama City. So this is just our views on Panama as people that have not even been to Panama City, which is definitely going to be like multicultural and have a lot of the best of what Panama has to offer. I've been more into the mountains and with the locals and stuff like that. But we're gonna do an update on this when we go into Panama City as well. Now, the moment if you from the Lou, this is the moment that a lot of you guys have been waiting for. A question I'm about to ask him that I'm pretty sure most of you, especially if you're new to the channel, is wondering about. Yo, bro, describe your interactions with the law so far since you've been here.
Uh, One of them drew down on me and told me get the fuck on the ground. No, I'm just bullshitting. That's my bad. I was thinking about when I was back home. Here I haven't had any interaction with the police. Actually, they drive past me like I'm nobody, and if you see them in stores, they're all over. You see them driving around doing stuff. There's no like lack of police. You see police here all the time. I see them out there with their radar guns, making sure traffic's going by. Even though traffic is going hella fast. I don't know what the hell they're doing with radar guns, but they don't bother you. First of all, if you're an African American, okay,
Come on, here we go, the punchline.
if you're black of any sort, first of all, the average person out here looks like me.
Yep.
I look like a local, especially now that I got a tan. If I don't open my mouth and speak English, I look like a local. Maybe I don't, just barely because I got
Because of the dreads, yeah.
Most people got low haircuts because it's hot. That's about the only thing giveaway is dreads.
Yeah.
If I cut my hair, I look like a Panamanian or Dominican, and there's plenty of Dominicans out here. My lady that I'm talking to currently. That's just like as far as police go, it's one of the safest places. I feel like I've been in Hawaii, right, and I didn't really deal with much police issues there either. But here it feels even better because I look like the police.
Yeah.
The police look like me. They got they vested stuff on. They don't have no complex of superiority.
Yeah.
They just doing their job. You can tell it's a job for them. They're doing their job and they're gonna do it right, but they ain't worried about nothing else. They ain't like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm better than you, or
Yeah.
stay in line. They ain't looking for
It's
nothing.
just like another job, kind of like being a firefighter or something like that. In the States, is superiority, like you said. Like in the States, you become a cop, you're like, yeah, nigga, now I'm over these MFers.
I can't wait to catch a motherfucker.
But here, it's just like, hey, I was working in a warehouse, pretty much.
Right.
Kind of like that.
They ain't trying to have no drama. They chill. They smile at you. They speak. Like I said, I haven't had much interaction. But when you go to grocery stores, or a lot of times there's banks close by grocery stores, and you will always find a cop or at least an armed guard in front of a bank. They're always there. So you commonly do see them in or around grocery stores, and they just hanging out. They don't bother you. They don't ask you for no ID. I'm foreign, obviously, right, to a degree, right?
Yeah.
I say with the dreads. And when I speak English, obviously I don't belong here. I haven't had one say, hey, hermano, come over here, or senor. Papers, passport day.
Yeah,
They don't ask you. If you ain't doing something you ain't supposed to be doing, they ain't messing with you. You ain't on the radar. You got to be doing something stupid for them to have to say something to you. And that is some of the most, not relaxing, but that's like one of the best feelings to know when I go outside, or if a cop car is behind my cab or around me, or I see a cop, I'm not worried about what they thinking of me. I'm not looking at them like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like none of that.
So you ain't tripping if it's a cop behind you.
Yeah, nah. None of that.
All right. Yo, guys, now that might sound foreign to some of y'all, which is definitely a reason. That's one of the reasons now for our Caucasian and Asian brothers and sisters that is watching this right now. You're like, oh, what's the big deal? Why is that such an advantage? Well, just you asking that question lets you know that we have a far different existence. In the States, that is something we have to live with. If a cop behind you, you don't know if you're making it home. You just went to go get some bread and you like, snap, will I even get back in the house? Right? Just from getting some bread. You be like, I told them kids not to eat all the bread up that fast. Now you're mad at the kids and stuff until the cop leave. You're like, woo, right? So that is definitely something that people that look like us, when they move to different countries or they're interested in moving to different countries, they're wondering about. Like, will we still face all that extra stuff? And fortunately, since everybody pretty much looks the same out here or similar, there's different shades, of course. But they're not hunting you down for that reason. All right, so now you mentioned that you have a young lady that you're prospecting right now, proving. But in general, just for the brothers that are watching this, on a 1 to 10 scale, what would you rate the abundance of beauty and booty out here? Forgive me, y'all.
Not to be wicked, the abundance of beautiful. There's an abundance of beautiful women out there. I'll put it like that. I'll say this for the average man. What would be considered a 6 out here is most likely an 8.5, 9 in the States. Do with that information what you will.
Yeah.
What is considered a 6 out here, I would imagine, right? Someone that'll probably get overlooked and like whatever, is something somebody back home would kill for.
Yeah.
Niggas have been set up and killed for less.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they walk around like they know they fine, and the ones who walk around knowing they fine are probably hookers.
Hookers, yeah, yeah.
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, and you know them, they super flashy, they got the nice stuff, they look like an American girl, but foreign.
Mainly in Panama City for the most part. But there's some here too.
Yeah,
but mainly in Panama City.
Hoeing is one of the oldest professions in the world, so I mean, they everywhere. But out here, I'll say you will find even the single baby mamas out here are like, damn.
Yeah.
I don't know why she was single. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
she got to be crazy or something because it ain't like they unattractive. You don't see a whole lot of just like flat out boogaloos out here. I put it like that.
Yeah.
And they're very courteous. They're very nice. They smile. They're soft. They're feminine. You're not seeing a bunch of women walking around out here acting like they don't need no man. You know what I'm saying? Looking at you, turning up their nose because you do. You know what I'm saying? Or you look like you ain't got no money. I'm wearing no shirt. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no jewelry on. I ain't even got a watch on. I don't got nothing on. I look like the average man out here. The moment I change any of that, I put on some regular shorts. I put on a nice shirt. I put on some jewelry. I start to stand out immediately because the average person looks like me.
Yep.
This is how the average person is, and that's what they expect to see. Do they want somebody who does all that nice stuff? I guess, right? Who don't want that?
Yeah, who don't want that? Who wouldn't?
But that's not what's required of you, from what I've seen. And they will love you and treat you well, and they ain't just think you foreign. Actually, being foreign could work against you because if you don't know the language, as I said before, it's a little bit more of a pain point. Like the person I'm talking to now, it's harder to communicate with this person. We don't speak predominantly the same language, so we have to kind of like come to an agreement with figuring things out, and that's fine, it'll work. But when you know the language, the conversation flows better, and there's not a ton of people who speak English fluently unless they're already older or been around. The average person doesn't speak English like that, maybe a little. So that's something you have to consider. But yeah, the women here are awesome. I think just the quality of the women, the attitude of the women. I've talked to a couple of different women just to see, kind of like dating a little bit. I've been down here not a whole lot, but they all cook. They all cook. They all clean.
They all cook. They all clean.
They all cook. They all clean. They will kick you out of your own kitchen to fix you a meal.
Without the chains of slavery on
Without
it.
the chains of anything, they will kick you out of your own kitchen to cook a meal and to clean it up afterwards.
With a smile on their face.
And be prideful about it. And it's not nothing to say about you women in America or whatever. I can hear y'all now. Well, y'all just going on to get them slave girls. No, these girls got jobs. They're regular women just like y'all, but they got morals and standards. And the standards aren't have money and take care of me and what can you do for me? Because they understand for a relationship to work, that they have to play a role as well.
Bars.
Unfortunately, that's something that's lost on a lot of y'all. So, yeah, as far as the women go here, I think the quality is A+.
For sure. All right, man. So, hey, one thing I want to like highlight and emphasize on is the fact that he said just because they're beautiful, like it's a high supply of beauty out here. We got beauty in the United States too, but we also lead with obesity. So it's kind of like I'm just being real. It overshadows a lot of stuff, y'all. And I know, look, I'm from there and I'm still trying to lose my habits and stuff, right? So here, like even all the way up into their 50s, they be fit. It ain't just about them being beautiful, they be healthy and stuff. You see an older woman and you be like, shoot, I might not want to try to raise a family with her, but I might hang out with her a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, they'll put the 20-some-year-olds to shame in the States for the most part, right? And they don't just give up after they have one kid and just be like, all right, well, this is my body now. Like they, so that segment was for the men. Now, just for everybody, we're not retirement age, so to speak. Do you think this is a good place for younger audience as well, or just people getting up in age?
Depends on your personality type, right? I think Panama has a good blend of something for everybody. You want to do the hustle and bustle, you like a city life, you like the fast pace life. I think maybe the city's a little bit more towards your liking, if that's the case. The
Yeah,
city's busy, the streets is moving, there's people out walking around. These people do not like to sit in the house, from what I think.
at
They
all.
like being outside. They outside.
But
So
doing something constructive
but
though.
doing something. You know what I'm saying? But or even if it's just have a good time, they don't just sit in the house doing nothing. If they are, they're already older. They already got their kids. They already did what they wanted to do. A lot of times, but if you like more, so like if you like I said, the fast life, city life, Panama City, it's probably a little bit more to your life. We're in Coronado, San Carlos, to be exact. So we are a little bit more in the retirement side of town. It's a little bit more like middle-aged to older folks here. A lot of older people look at us like, "What the hell are you doing out here?" Especially the Americans.
Yeah,
I say mostly only the older American people. The local native people, the local Native American people, or Native people, I'm sorry, who are here that are old, they just kind of look at you, they smile, they greet you, and then they mind their own business. They don't. They may not have much to say to you because you're younger or whatever, and they mind their own business, whatever. But the older Americans, I get the dirtiest looks from, black
yeah.
included. I'm talking about black. You are me, but 20 years in the future, and they look at me like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And I'm looking at them like, "Why the fuck you wait so long?" You know what I'm saying? So this is more of a quiet. If you like more of a quiet life where you can close your eyes and just listen to the ocean crashing, and you're in your house and you want to wake up in the morning and sip you a nice coffee or tea and look out and just see the serene landscape, ocean view, this is definitely more of that area as well. And it's affordable. We live on an 18-hole golf course resort, so that's usually for like retirement, older folks. So it's a lot more quiet. Um, they have something for everybody here. We like the quietness. We like the safety. We came from the hustle and bustle. We came from the dangerous. We want to be surrounded by quiet. Uh, so that's where we are. And I love it. I love it. People mind their own business. Got your little pettiness here and there. You know, your dog can pick up your poop on. Can't have that food at the pool, at the beach club. At the beach club. You know what I'm saying? Stupid shit like that. But for the most part, it's just real peaceful. It's peaceful. I leave my front door open when I'm not at home. I'm not in
Yo,
my house. I go down like it. So the wind from the ocean blows through. Like you want to open up all your doors and your windows, right? The wind when you open up your doors and your windows, you get a constant stream of air. It's almost like the air conditioning on.
yeah,
I was gonna say it's nasty, like in a good way, but that's a stupid word to use. It's amazing.
yeah,
It's breezy. It feels good. And sometimes I go to my brother's place down, like I go to his place and I hang out there, and my door's open, and I'm not worried about nothing coming up stolen
yeah.
or anybody going in my place.
Pause, pause. Now, I know it's an audience of you guys who do that anyway, like right now, even in the States. I'm just gonna say for, like I said, for the people that look like us, we in our neighborhoods in the States, that's unheard of. You don't leave your doors open or even unlocked. You don't do that. That's a no-no. So for us to be here and him to be at, over in my crib and have his doors just wide all open and stuff for hours at a time with confidence, that lets you know the state of crime here. You got pettiness everywhere, but it's extremely safe here. Continue.
Yeah. So that's pretty much about it. I mean, it's just safe. It's safe if people mind their own business. As long as you can do the same, you know, you don't come down here with some sort of complex like you run shit or you better than anybody else here. They use the American dollar as well. You'll get humbled real quick coming here thinking it's much more motherfuckers running around.
Yeah.
I've seen one homeless lady and she's a legend. The homeless lady is a legend. Like the town knows about her. They let her do her thing being homeless. She's a fucking legend. The one homeless person. There's another dude I think that sits on one street with no legs in the street. He probably got money too, something because he's the same spot. I don't
Yeah.
know, but and I'm not saying like people are like secretly rich here, but like they don't live poor ass, super duper like low level lives. It's just more of a modern, not modern, more of a modest
Modest.
life here. People don't. They don't have to surround themselves with the best of everything to feel like something. That's kind of like the propaganda that we have in America. We think that we gotta live like we always keeping up with the Joneses in America. We always we're looking at MTV cribs. We're like, yeah, that's how life's
And
supposed
that's
to be.
what fuels the rat race.
You know what I'm saying? That's how life's supposed to be, and everybody's life ain't supposed to be that. Everybody, one, don't deserve that. Don't even know how to get that. Two, everybody don't need all that because it may corrupt your mind. You may get all that stuff and not know what to do. How many people are famous and blew their brains out? Rich had it all, couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't handle that. Sometimes living, trying to live beyond your means is what screw a lot of people up. And I think the people here don't do that. They live and they get what they deserve, they get what they earn, and then they stick with that and they take care of it. You don't be taking care of shit. You'll get a Benz and crash it. Get dents and scrapes, you know what I'm saying, crap all over it. You be trashed on the inside. Or you get something nice and you act like it's nicer than your family. You take more care of that than you do your own family. Keep the car washed. Kids ain't got nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? So it's priorities. And I ain't saying everybody like that. I'm just saying for people who know who you are. Out here, you see a lot less of that. You still see nice vehicles and nice things. People have nice stuff. They take care of it, but they work together as a community. You see a lot of that as well. That's something I feel like we're missing in America. So anyway, that's about it.
For example, you saw a couple cars just pass by. They got the same cars as we do. I don't want y'all thinking we live in freaking like huts and stuff down here. As you can see over there, I showed you guys before, mansions. These are mansions that these people walk right out to the beach. That's the one right there, Devin. That's the one. That's the one I'm trying to get next year. Okay, that's $3 million. Oh, well, almost $4.4 million, right? And it's right off the beach. Right now the tide is low, so it don't look all that. But when the tide is high, like just imagine how that looks. All right, now. So what we want to do now. All right, what we want to do now is you mentioned we were talking about materialism and the mindset of people here. Guys, you'll see a taxi driver and his wife would be what we consider in the States at least an 8 or 9 or something like that. He'll have a gut or something, just driving a regular taxi. So we're not just only talking about the beauty of the women, we're talking about the mindset. And like he said, yes, everybody likes nice things, but these women have a work ethic here too, right? These women here still believe in family and growing together, no matter how good they look. And since it's not a scarcity of good looking women, they don't act a certain way. In the States, a woman that's a 6 will surround herself with 2s and 3s maybe, just so she can stand out. And that will allow her to act like she thinks she's all that. So it's not an abundance of 9s and 10s in the States. And when they do, they got a damn OnlyFans. So that brings them back down to that 6 again. No, the camera's on you. Yeah. So like that, we just wanted to point, this ain't a dating video, but for the men that's coming out here, like obviously if you're still trying to progenerate and do all this extra stuff like that, this is definitely a topic we have to, touch on, because in the States, we pretty much gave up and like, yo, all these chicks is gold diggers, or are they trying to like set me up with kids so they can get my fortunes and all of that. So a lot of men have gave up. But I just want you to know there's places in the world that exist where women still want to be women. They still want children. You got your little sectors of independent this because they watch the internet and all of that. But for the most part, they still believe in what their grandmothers and mothers passed down to them. All right, man. So as far as what your future plans are here, what do you plan to do to continue living the life that you want to live?
Working hard, right? Working hard, but making that work for me as well, so that I'm able to technically retire. I consider myself being retired from the average job already. I'm 38, and I'll be damned if I work for another person punching in the clock, get paid less, do something to make their pockets fatter, and get bare minimum. I'm just not doing that no more. If I make bare minimum, it's because I didn't work hard enough myself. So with that being said, working, and just trying to enjoy my health and my life, working on myself, my health, eating better. I came out here to get away from the poison, period. Poisonous attitude from these women, poisonous food, poisonous environment, terrible weather, right? I mean, it's sunny sometimes, you get the summertime, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's summertime all the time. And some people are like, well, I don't like it when it's hot. Take your ass down on it, I don't know, go somewhere else. Like, everybody, this ain't for everybody. We're not saying this is for everybody. So, like, don't come on here thinking that I'm trying to sell anybody. I'm not trying to sell nobody. I'm just giving y'all a point of view from an American man who had no idea about a country like this, decided to take that leap of faith, come out here and see how well I can do in this country, because I know I can stand on my own 2 feet as a man anywhere. And as long as you got a good head on your shoulders and you got work ethic and you got a plan, you can make anything. And you don't even always got to have a solid plan. Just have an idea. You can work on it and you can turn it into a plan. You can make a plan out of it. I didn't come out here with everything planned out, but God, He's been taking care of it. You know what I'm saying? He'll take care of you. You got to put in some work. You got to do some work. And you will make it. How often have you really gone hungry in life?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? How often have you really gone hungry? Some people, I've been hella hungry eating whatever, man. Then when you was growing up, I ain't talking about them syrup sandwiches you ate when you was growing up. You ain't had no control over it. I'm talking about as a grown ass man or woman. How often have you technically really went hungry unless you was doing something stupid, like going to the club and spending some of your rent money?
buying bottles. If you wasn't doing nothing dumb like that, how often were you really hungry? How often did you really go without? You made sure your kids have, if you got kids and shit like that, they have, right? They
Yep.
all still eat.
Yep.
Okay, that's what the locals do. They eat. And
Exactly.
you can come out here and eat fresher. Subway life. And it's just better. Like a lot of people feel like they can't do it. Oh, what if I uprooted my life? I had a job, I had a car, my car's paid off. I didn't leave no responsibilities behind that were not taken care of. I took care of everything. You know, my car is paid off. I sold it. I had a job. I quit. I wherever I was living, I settled that. You know what I'm saying? So like, I didn't just leave and say no. Screw all my responsibilities. If I had a kid or something like that, they would have came. I had a dog. My dog cost me more to bring out here than it cost me to bring myself. I got a small dog, and she costs more to bring out here, but that was my responsibility. I had it for 10 years, 11 years almost. So I brought my dog. I wasn't gonna leave my dog. So, you know what I'm saying? Man up, woman up, and make a decision. You know, decide whether or not this is something that you feel like would fit your life. You can live out here too. You can do this just like I'm doing. You know what I mean? So it's not hard. It's the same thing as when I was in the States, but it's easy. I feel it's less stress. I'll put it like that. It's less stress to be out in a place like this. Yeah.
Well, Jeff Goldblum,
There you have it.
there you have it. All right, so hey guys, man, you had to hear it from somebody from where I'm from, coming from where I'm from. Anyway, listen, man, there's a million ways to do this. There's a lot of countries. Most of y'all, if you go back to your roots, you're not from the United States anyway. So this attachment that y'all have, like you have to live there. And for all of y'all, oh, I built this, y'all didn't build it either. It was y'all ancestors, not you. Okay, so stop. And just, the Bible says, seek peace and pursue it. And if you're not living a life of peace and freedom and abundance where you are right now, then get your butt up and go where you feel like you will. Work how you want to work, how many hours you want to work. Dog, doing what you want to do to work. God, listen, this ain't heaven, but you can carve out your own little slice of a preview if you want to. Okay, now check this out. In the resources section under the video, in a pinned comment, my school, Anti-Job University, will be right there. There will be multiple courses for you to have an extra income stream. So there's no more excuses. If you want to go fly to Thailand, you can do that. If you want to move here, you can do that, and you'll be able to take care of yourself and your family, whoever you're bringing, and live a life of whatever you're trying to live. So don't hold yourself back with excuses. Love you guys. Shalom.